What did you have on the cover of your first album? What was that about? What was that outfit about?
Nigga Rich Paul.
If we could bring it up, bring it up. I want people to see.
This nigga Rich Paul always tease me about that. I tell Sin about it, now he want to run with it. Look, you know what? I just had the nigga on the show. I should have asked him about it myself, man. So we can pull it up on the screen. This is me in a leather jumpsuit.
Night heat.
With fire behind me holding the axe. Pause. This has nothing to do with Dip Sex or nothing. It's my first album cover. Listen, man, to be honest with you, look, you got to think about this. When I did my first album, you know, I listened to a lot of shit that unsaid because Little Kim was a star, Junior Mafia was a star, Biggie, your man, nigga talking about, yo, this the one right here. Love a jumpsuit with the axe. And I questioned it. but who am I to question it, though? You know what, I'm gonna get in on this. I'm gonna have him send a video and get a response to this question, because this is a great question. I just was doing, and pause, I don't want to make it seem like I was a slave or nothing, but I was just doing what I was told at the time, man. Did I want to do that? Nah, but you know what they did. They talk about, nah, that's the 5001 flavor jumpsuit. That's crazy. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to get an answer from what was his vision on that, man. Rich Paul, thank you. Thank you for this, man. You know what's crazy about that is that, and I know me and we resolved whatever fake ass issue we had a few weeks ago, and that's my big bro. I love Un to death. But when we had them little words on Instagram back and forth for that day or two, Rich Paul called me and said, yeah, I know you get back at him for putting you in that jumpsuit. You was just waiting. You was just waiting. You ain't had no real problem about what he really said. That was about him putting you in that jumpsuit. I said, leave me the fuck alone. I hung up on Rich. I said, this nigga plays too fucking much, man. I'm gonna ask on that. That's a good question, man.
Yeah, you definitely gotta ask him. Mm-hmm. Yo, in recent news, I seen 50 put up a post about, you know, you executive producing a Paid in Full series. You want to tell the people about that?
Well, first of all, shout out to Star, shout out to 50. But he told me about this about a year ago, that he had the rights, maybe a little less than a year. He had the rights to the Paid in Full series. And, you know, there's a few stories he wanted to talk about, Preacher, and he was like, he gonna let me executive produce it with him. And that was it. And we had a couple conversations, and when he announced it the other day, I said it almost must be time, because I know he's getting this situation together in Shreveport. They're giving him a hard time about his studio in Shreveport, but I've been looking, that's coming to fruition, so his studio is probably almost done, because I don't know how much he wants to do on location or how much he wants to do in the studio. And just to, you know, I had the opportunity to executive produce a TV series that I was in the movie for, even though it's not all based on Rich Porter, AZ, and everything else. I think it's more than that. Not I think, I know it is. But, you know, I don't want to say too much because, you know, somebody said I announced that I was the president or some shit and it fucked up everything. So I'm just going to shut up. And when it's time to make the right announcement and tell y'all more about it, then I will. But right now, that's privy to the information that I can give you, that it isn't just about Rich Porter, AZ, and Alpo. It's stories about different people, Fritz, Preacher, so on and so forth. But when I'm privy to give you guys more information, I will tell you more information. But I'm not jumping the gun and saying too much more than I need to tell you. But when it's time for casting and everything else, I'm pretty sure it'll be a big announcement, and we'll get down to the nitty-gritty then. But that's as much information I can give you till I speak the fifth, and we make the next announcement and you tell me exactly what we're doing.